There's a Project Runway marathon going on upstairs at my house this weekend, and so I went in the basement. There just wasn't enough light, so I'm outside. It's a beautiful day, and I think it'll help out with the video. What I have here are two CZ rifles. Bullets have been removed, magazines opened or out, and I have two bullets here for comparison. Both weapons have been checked and cleared. The first one I've got is a 5.5x55SE in 6.5x55SE. The second one I have is a CZ 527 in 7.62x39. 527 is considered CZ's micro centerfire, and the 6.5x55 is their standard centerfire. I know I'm comparing a Cadillac to a bulldozer, but the reason I'm doing this comparison is because I wanted to pick one of these up, the 527. They didn't have any at my local gun shops, so the only thing I could look at was things online and try and determine if it was the right pull length for me, if it was the length of it, just the overall look and fit of the rifle itself for my taste. So that's why I'm doing this comparison. If somebody has a 550FS and they're thinking of this, they can kind of think about what this is and what they like about it and how the 527 will be for them. Okay, first the 550FS. I told you it's cleared. It has a magazine like this, spring type. I got this rifle. It's the first time I ever had a magazine like this, and I don't really care for it that much. If you're hunting and you come out of the woods and you have to empty your weapon, you open this up, all the rounds dump out, you're trying to catch them all. You have to do it in your car or truck or over the seat or over something to catch them if you can't catch every one of them. So it's one thing I didn't really care for too much. If I did it again, I would get one with a magazine for sure. The other problem I've had with that is when you put the rounds down in here and they're feeding. I actually had a follow-up shot I needed to take, and I worked the bolt, the empty shell came out, and the next shell didn't come up and go into the bolt. This was down here just jammed up a little bit from loading it, just like that. It's off just a hair right there, so you just kind of gotta wiggle it. So what I ended up doing was, while I pulled the bolt back, did that number on top of the rounds, it fixed it real quick. I got the bolt forward and made my shot. So that's one thing I would do, is just get a magazine. I think they are better off. You're better off doing it that way. It's my personal opinion. To remove the bolt, you've got a button right here. You just pull this button, push this button, and it comes right out. This is a very smooth action, which I really like, and the gun is very accurate. Safety is a 3-position safety. Right there is safe. One click up. Okay, on safe like that, you can't work the bolt. The bolt will not open. One click, you can work the bolt. However, you won't be able to pull the trigger. It's still unsafe. This right here, you can pull the trigger and it will go off and you can work the bolt. That's full fire. So 3-position safety, that's what they mean by that. The set trigger. Really like the set trigger. Right now the pull isn't that bad. The set trigger will work when it's on safe. You just push this forward and it clicks. So you can see how much pull there is. There's hardly any there. It's really a nice trigger. I like having a solid trigger instead of the 2-part triggers it seems like everybody's gone to. I think this is just better. The CZ is known for fit and finish and quality, and it's definitely got that. It's a really nice stock. I didn't get one with a lot of fanciness on it. I do use this for hunting. I've got a couple scratches on it, but that's going to happen. Nice one right there. That's going to happen if you're going to actually use your rifles. Okay, so that's the 550FS. One quick thing I forgot, the safety. You're out in the woods and you're hunting and you are on safe. We'll just put it in a single position, and you see a deer or whatever you're hunting coming along, and you want to put this forward, and you hear that, how loud it is. That's not good for me. Always ended up just reaching up and trying to do it quiet. With a scope mounted on here, it's a little more challenging than that. So that's one thing. Another thing, that just personal preference, that's a pretty loud noise in the woods. And you're not careful, you can't really do it that easily, quietly. Moving on to the 527. This, like I said, is a 7.62. It's a 527M carbine. Overall barrel length is 18.5, 18 and a half. And overall length is about 37.5 inches, I believe. It's got fixed sights, which I don't really know how I like yet. It depends on how accurate it is right out of the box. If it's not that accurate, that's going to suck trying to adjust those. So that's one thing. It has a fixed magazine, which I like. It's also all straight in a line, so there's no staggering of the bullets. Nothing's messing up. They're feeding straight up in. This is a Mauser action. They're micro action, and the bolt size is significantly smaller. I'll show you both of them together in a minute. This bolt, it slides right in. We have good fit and finish again. The button to remove it is on the side over here, and it's really, it feels good. It's nice and tight. Feels pretty good. One thing is this bolt handle is removable. It's not all one piece like the 550FS is. Okay, the safety on this one is just a 2-position safety. Forward is on safe, and your bolt is locked, and back is off safe. Your bolt's unlocked, and you can squeeze the trigger and fire. This also has a set trigger, which will work when it's on safe. Again, you push it forward. I mean, barely pull that thing. It's very touchy. So that is a nice thing, just like the 550FS. The safety on this one, you might have already noticed how it compares. It's quiet. I mean, if I wanted to do that, I could, but it's in the position with a scope or whatever. I can put my thumb up here, get a hold of it, bring it back nice and quiet, and I like that about this. The other thing is it's nice and small. I mean, it's just a few inches shorter. Comparison on these two rounds: 6.5 by 55, 7.62 by 39. Everybody knows the difference there, but just a visual, just in case you want to see it. Size comparison of the bolts: 7.62 by 39, micro centerfire, standard centerfire 6.5 by 55 SE. Overall comparison of the rifles, size-wise, we've got the butts lined up here. You can see we've got a little bit thicker butt pad on the 6.5 by 55, which is the 550FS. FS stands for full stock, by the way. The CZ527 has a thinner one. You don't have as much recoil to worry about, but you can see the pistol grips line up. The bolt handles are pretty close. The actions are close. This is a little bit shorter, obviously, the micro centerfire. Your sights are set back a little bit, and your barrel length is 2.5 inches or so shorter. A comparison of a rifle that you might find at your local gun shop: Ruger American in 7mm 08, the compact model. It's my daughter's rifle, and all these are still cleared, bolts open, no magazines in them. We're good to go. What I've done is I've lined up the corner here with the edge of the table, just a quick lineup, and I've got them all facing the same direction, and you can see size comparison. One thing you'll note is the grip is back farther, and the other thing is the barrel length. You can see we're just a little bit bigger with the 527, and the 550 is 20.5. So a comparison of a rifle that you might find at your local gun shop. Shooting at looks to me like it's about 8 inches, possibly 16, 14, 16. Just got some white paint on it, and shooting from back there, number 6, 100 yards. This post here as a rest, like I would in the woods. 5 rounds. Just in the stand and see what it looks like. That's a 5-shot group without a scope, standing, leaning. And there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.